Greetings and welcome my friends. You have come over to the control side. This is a guide for Twister, the blue-white mid-range control deck. We are calling it mid-range control since we're not usually looking to extend the game for very long. Other control decks need time, but we're here to end this quickly with our power horse. When the finisher is only 5 mana, games can end pretty fast, even if we're playing a control deck. The early turns are usually about setting up mana. In this case we have an overabundance of lands. We'll send the island to the grave. Technically we already have 5 lands in hand. In most games we do want to hit 5 mana reliably. Anything beyond that is all gravy. This deck is not particularly mana hungry like most control decks tend to be. Play out clay-fired bricks to fetch out planes from the deck. The bricks also gain us 2 life, which helps us out against creature-based strategies. They are also a setup for our power horse, which loves to eat artifacts. There is no magic number we need to hit for artifacts. The more we have the better off we will be in the mid to late game once we get Ezreal in play. We have 3 Ezreal in the deck, so we should draw into 1 rather quickly in most games. Just 1 can easily outduel a number of smaller men on the opposing side. Power horse is powerful and it's been overlooked. We do have plenty of spot removal, but try to use it on targets that can become threats. At this point the opponent's 2/2 is really not a threat at all. We'll wait to see what else they play out before we try to use any removal. Don't be afraid to use the channel lands. We do have a pair of each in the deck, but keep in mind we also have plenty of sweepers, 7 in fact, to use on a populated board. The glyph bridge being one that we can reuse by bouncing it back to our hand with filter out. We are looking to do more with filter out than just bounce back a board wipe, so keep an eye out for opportunities to use it to dismantle an opponent's powerful play. In general we have the tools to take apart opposing strategies or at least slow the opponent down. Here we will take out their 2/2 since it's gotten pumped by the call and will now threaten to create another man at the end of the turn. Sure, we could have sniped their enchantment first, but this way we also stop the damage that's coming in. And now we will snipe their war leader's call. An enchantment that we know can be rather powerful. We did build a deck around it some time ago after all. With the right blend of cards, the call can end up doing a significant amount of damage very rapidly. Having hit 5 mana already, we will drop a power horse. With any luck they will not have any removal for Ezreal. If we untap with our power horse in play, it will almost certainly be GG's. Against decks that likely have plenty of removals, wait until you've got 7 mana or more in play, that way you can activate Ezreal. His activated abilities are absolutely powerful. The opponent didn't even try anything and handed us the turn back. From here, our power horse will run the table. Most decks are not prepared to fight off a 5/5 flyer that can get hex proof at instant speed. Lifelink and Vigilance are also on the table, but be careful when you activate his abilities. Usually the limiting factor is how many artifacts we have on the board. In some instances we can keep making artifacts to sacrifice, but we are not in that position now. They aim a lightning helix at our power horse, and although that alone won't kill Ezreal, we'll activate his hex proof ability only to prevent the opponent from gaining life. It's only 3, but if they gain that here they could have more later and that would add on another turn. That's not what we're about. We want to end the game as early as possible. Ride, power horse, ride. Here we'll activate Ezreal and give our guy life link. We have another channel land in hand, so this is a bit of bait to get them to swing in again. If we're trading blows with small men, they will never win. This is essentially a 10-point swing. We go up 5 and they go down 5. Another thing I want to mention is it might be tempting to use the clue tokens to draw, but try to save those for Ezreal activations. Use them to draw if you absolutely need more cards, but keeping artifacts available keeps our power horse powerful. We do have a total of 7 counters in the deck, just be sure to use them against critical plays. And here we have a Quintorius going on the stack. There are some walkers I probably would not bother countering, but this one has Discover as a loyalty ability and there's no telling what would come out of that. Having a counter at the ready makes this an easy play for us. And now we know they are swinging in. It might take them a moment to swallow what's been taking place, but eventually we'll get there. And now we crack their pack L. Sure, they get their tokens, but once again, we're fine trading blows like this the rest of the game. They've only got 3 power to our 5 and we still have 1 more artifact we can use for life gain or for vigilance. We draw into our 3rd power horse. Which is absolutely fine. They are legendary, so we can't have more than 1 in play at a time, but playing out a second one generates more clue tokens. This is power horse country, let's ride.